Mother May is brought to you by Peak. Peak original equipment technology is formulated with the same corrosion-inhibiting technology that protected your vehicle when it left the factory. It provides excellent protection against rust and corrosion to all cooling system metals, including aluminum, and is fully compatible with other extended life coolants. With its line of premium 50/50 pre-diluted and concentrated coolant specifically designed to match the technology and color requirements of your specific vehicle, and color cues on the packaging and label in a list of covered vehicles make it easy to identify the right match for your vehicle. Find out more information about all Peak antifreeze and coolants at peakauto.com. And Drag Race Bracket Bonanza, the first dynamic competition for drag racing fans. Go to dragracebracketbonanza.com. It's free. When the fields are set on Saturday night at the Route 66 Nationals presented by Peak, pick all your round-by-round winners in all 4 pro categories. Sign up at dragracebracketbonanza.com at the link below. If you've been coming to Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the past 20 years, you might recognize this vehicle. If you've been coming since the early 2000s, you'll have seen it more often than not, but if you've been coming in the last recent years, you might not recognize this truck unless you watched the Peacock broadcast yesterday. This truck right here is probably one of the most famous safety vehicles in the IMS fleet. This is a Chevrolet S10, otherwise known as Clifford. The origins of this truck date back to 2003 when it was originally given to work on the Delphi safety team. So this truck traveled with the series to the races. It was truck number 3 throughout its career. It lasted a few years before eventually making its home to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway as they moved on to the bigger trucks. So you can see over there the Chevy Silverado. They had Chevy Avalanches. I believe they had probably Silverados 15, 25, 30, at least. But regardless of all the iterations of Chevy that have brought this truck to the IMS, this truck has stood the test of time and has been the cornerstone of the IMS safety team for at least the past 20 years. It has a Chevrolet V6 engine in it, and while most fans might not see it off anymore throughout its history, it is still a fan favorite truck with a bit of a cult following of the IMS faithful. We are now joined here with one of the drivers of Clifford, Jim. So Jim, real quickly, tell us your job and tell us how long you've been driving this truck.
Well, it's just part of our cleanup responsibilities. We drive this, and we have also other cleanup trucks as well. I've been doing this now. I've been with the Indianapolis Motor Speedway 30 years.
And then one thing I've always wanted to know is what is it about this truck that has made it such kind of a cornerstone? Because while you guys have these brand new, beautiful Chevy Silverados and Avalanches in the past, this truck has been kind of the face of the safety response team. What is it about this truck that makes it such an iconic piece for you guys?
I think it's the fact that I'm not sure if this is a Hurricane or what.
I believe it's extreme. It's like an extreme.
Yeah, extreme, okay. And so it's just the uniqueness, the unique look of the truck, and the fact that it's as old as it is and it looks as good as it does, and it still works great.
And what is the love of this truck? Have you been aware at all that this truck has kind of gained a bit of a fan cult following within the IMS faithful that have come to this track?
Yeah, I did to a degree, but during training, when the president came and did the behind the scenes, it became more apparent that actually there's a little more mystique goes with this than what you might have thought.
And one of the things I've been interested in, I mean, saw this last year at Indianapolis 8 hours, what you guys do towards the end of the year. I don't know if it's a bit of a tradition that you guys do your last parade lap around the racetrack to salute the safety workers of the Speedway, but this track has kind of led the charge. Is that kind of a pride thing for you guys to be able to drive this track and let it right up in front, considering the fact that you have all these brand new Silverados in your fleet, but this is the one thing that you guys use as the face?
Yeah, this is kind of the face of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway to a degree. I mean, it's been here since it's the beginning of its life. Now, it traveled in the beginning. Obviously, now it's stationed right here, and this is where it stays. So.
And then how much longer do you guys think you're going to be playing this? You guys, because they believe they still make parts for this truck from Chevrolet. So, I mean, even if it stops having parts built for you guys, just going to keep using it until it gives up?
We've got a great maintenance crew. Rich is fantastic. They take great care, as you can see by the overall condition of the truck with the age. So as long as there's parts, it has a use, and it works very well. I just used it this morning to try and get things ready for the 2-seaters. And yeah, I mean, as long as they want to make parts for it. And then, of course, there's a used market too. So.
And then I guess one of the last questions I should have for you is, what has been your favorite reaction to fans who see this truck? Has there been any surprised you in the past to people who walk by these big Silverados and then see this little tiny S10 sitting in the garage?
No, not really, just because of how neat it looks. Just doesn't look like any of the other trucks we got.
And then I guess the last thing we can do, there's always been a big question on the mileage of this truck. Someone joked last night this is probably the best S10 in the Midwest so far. So if you don't mind, can you put the key in so we can read the odometer real quick? Alrighty. Can't really read it from right here. Kevin, do you know what it says on there?
It says 10,288.
So keep this in mind. This is a 20-year-old truck with a little over 10,000 miles. So if this was a regular street truck, this would probably book pretty well at a used car lot, I'd say.
Yeah, and not only that, just having 10,000 miles on it doesn't by no means indicate the fact that it's been to Motegi, Japan, Germany, and who knows wherever else it's been. So
That was the question I was wondering too, because I saw pictures of back from IndyCar of old of them packing up and getting overseas to get these cars to Japan. I did not know if they use this truck over in Japan.
Oh, absolutely, because this was part of the safety team. This was basically what you see now out there in the red, white, and blue trucks is safety 3. Has everything that this has on it, and then it has tool capabilities, fire capabilities, and all that. Before, all it was cleanup capabilities. So.
All right, well, thank you so much for your time. I know there was a big question that was going on, but this is the history of Clifford. It's been here for 20 years, and by God, if they can help it, it'll probably be here for another 20. Thank you so much for your time, man.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
Appreciate it, man.
Yep, no problem, guys.